It's time for the first race of the weekend, the Croft Nostalgia weekend for the historic Formula 4 2000 Championship. 20-minute qualifying session took place this morning where Tom Smith set the quickest lap of the session, where the cars were qualifying alongside the classic Clubman cars. Smith beat Andrew Park and Callum Grant, the three of them separated by about 1500 of a second, and they're the three championship contenders. Ben Tusting was fourth fastest, with Nelson Rowe, who won at Brands Hatch last time out, fifth. Andrew Storer, Lee Bankhurst, Colin Wright, David Walton and Tom White completing the top 10 of the field. It's Tom Smith that leads the championship, heading to Croft on 130 points, with Callum Grant second, 124, and Andrew Park third, 114. Ben Sims not here this weekend, he's fourth, and Ben Tusting fifth, with Andrew Storer, Colin Wright, Nelson Rowe, Robert Tusting and Jed Clark completing the top 10 in the standings. Got two races here at Croft this weekend before we go to Walton Park, a double header at Brands Hatch, and then the finale at the Waterhays Trophy at Silverstone. So the cars on their green flag lap here at Croft. 20-minute race in store with Royale of Tom Smith on pole position. On board here with Callum Grant. Now on board with the poleman Tom Smith in that Royale RP27. Away we go, the lights are out. And it's a good start from Smith. Can he get him to Clairvaux first? And the car will try to be a good start. Callum Grant on third. Around the outside of Tom Smith into Clairvaux. He's later on the brakes into the right-hander. He's edging ahead, he's heading towards the gravel trap as well, but he managed to stay on the tarmac and it's taken the lead. So it's the Reynard that heads the way of Andrew Park. Second is Tom Smith. Third, Nelson Rowe. He's made a good start. Ben Tusting fourth. Callum Grant down the fifth. He lost 2 places off the start there. Through the chicane, and the run down towards Towers. A good one out of the chicane for Nelson Rowe. He's already going up alongside poleman Smith. So we go on board with the leader, Andrew Park, a big lock up into Tower Bend, but he still makes the apex of the corner, so still leads. So it's Reynard of Park that leads into the Jim Clark S's, with Smith and behind. Here's Callum Grant. We're on board with him, hit behind. Ben Tusting running out wide, it's Tom Smith, and Tusting spins right in front of Grant. Grant onto the grass. He's going to lose out big time here, and Ben Tusting having to rejoin way at the back of the field after a lose there on the first lap. Park then leads from Smith and Rowe. That's your top 3. A big gap back to the 4th place cut of Andrew Storer ahead of Colin Wright and Lee Bankhurst in 6th spot. So field head down towards the hairpin. We're on board with Tom White now in the Osella. He locks up and he looks down the inside of David Walton. He runs out wide as he comes out the hairpin and a spin in front. It's welcome Walton, so 2 cars spinning out of the hairpin on the opening lap here. We've had 3 or 4 spinners on this opening lap. A very dramatic opening lap it was. It's Andrew Park then that heads away. Him and Tom White are breaking away now from Nelson Rowe, and into the gravel goes Lee Bankhurst from 4th or 5th position that he was in. So Bankhurst got Callum Grant all over the back of it. Meanwhile there the 34 car of Roland Atkinson Willies has got Tom White all over the back of him in the Class B Osella. We're going on board with him now after the chicane. So the losers on that opening lap were Colin Wright. He was a spinner as well as David Walton. Again in place there was White into Tower Corner. So it was Colin Wright and David Walton we said spun at the hairpin to end the lap, and Ben Tusting was the spinner of course at Tower. So those 3 drivers all having to make their way through the field from now on. Down down into Sunny for White in that Ostella. But into the complex, it's the race leader, Andrew Park, the Reynard ahead of the Royale, and then the older Reynard of Nelson Rowe. Next up there's the 72 car, the Fucker Pies liveried Royale of Andrew Storer. There's 18, that's Stephen Glasswell's Reynard of 1979 vintage. Onto the front straightaway for the race leader. There's Park, completing lap 2. 8 tenths ahead of Tom Smith, although Smith was ever so slightly quicker on that lap. The pair of them turned away from Nelson Rowe. 4th place, Andy Storer's got Callum Grant closing him in. Grant was 1.5 seconds faster on that last lap, and through Hawthorne very wide with Storer. So Grant right on his tail now as they head through the chicane. Grant takes more of the curve in, and now he's in the slipstream of the car ahead of Storer. Delta of Grant goes to the outside. He's early on the brakes, and Storer on the inside. Is he going to make the apex? Yes, he does. So Grant can't really get a good run out the corner. He's slightly faster than Storer nevertheless, but there's no way through into the Jim Clark S's. Grant also competing in the Formula Ford 1600 this weekend, the historic Formula Ford Championship. He finished on the podium earlier on. Quick swap into the 2000. Obviously not an ideal spot for opening lap there, having to take to the grass and a spinning car ahead of him. But he's pushing hard to try and get 4th place here. And Smith is pushing hard. He's getting onto the tail of Andrew Park. Then Rowe is not going as well as sometimes. They're in the 3rd spot. Callum Grant still behind Andrew Storer, but he's really hunting him down. He's all over the back of him. He said on the previous lap he was 1.5 seconds faster. Storer very sideways onto the front straight here. So Grant sitting in the slipstream. He goes to the outside, heading towards Clairvaux. They're 7 seconds off the leader now. So Grant's going to have to push hard to chase his championship contenders. He's going to go right round the outside of Storer at Clairvaux. That was a very good move from Grant. So he goes up into 4th place. Behind him is ex-low-cost race winner Lee Bankhurst. Next, Stephen Glasswell in 7th. Rob Tustic at the back of the grid in 8th. Tom White 9th. And in 10th place is the number 10 car of Derek Smith. So you can see Ben Tusting then recovering at 1:30.9 on that lap. We go on board with him as he slams the curve through the chicane. He's got ahead of Wright, Walton, as well as Randall and De Ritter, a couple of the slower runners here this weekend. And into the pits has come Roland Atkinson Willie. So he looks to be out of the race. We seem to have lost a car at this stage of the 20-minute encounter. Through the Jim Clark S's then for Tusting. He's trying to close in. Derek Smith, I think it is. There's Tom Smith, though, our 2nd place car, the championship leader. Andrew Park dressed his car out of the complex. There's Callum Grant in 4. He's all by himself now. And up to 5th has come Lee Bankhurst. And Bankhurst into the top 5. And it's Glasswell and Robert Tusting battling over 6th. We seem to have lost Andrew Storer on this lap. Yellow flags waving out of Sunny, and out of the car jumps Andrew Storer. He retires his Royale on just lap 4 of the race. And Ben Tusting now going to the outside of Derek Smith as they go down towards the hairpin here. A massive moment for Smith. He was very sideways out of the complex. Through the hairpin, Tusting taking a much quicker exit than Smith was able to. Meanwhile at the front it's still nose to tail. After 4 laps the gap's under half a second. Parker's closed in on Smith on that lap. He just set the fastest lap of the race at 1:29.0. They're 2.5 seconds ahead of Nelson Rowe, who's been closed by Callum Grant. Here's the battle for 6th then of Glasswell and Robert Tusting. They're lapping in the 1:32, similar to the car ahead of them, Lee Bankhurst. Then there's Tom White, and And Smith still ahead of Ben Tusting, so Tusting unable to get ahead there, but he closed by 3 seconds on that last lap. A 1 minute 31.9, which is the fifth quickest car on the circuit, is Ben Tusting. And you really would expect him to be, despite though being caught up in traffic here. He's in the slipstream of Smith, heading down towards Tower. He jigs to the left, then dives down to the right hand side of the circuit. That's the inside line for Tower. He goes through, he gains another position, so that's him up into 8th position now, I think. So he's going well, leading into the complex. Tom Smith putting all this pressure on Andrew Park. Park again locks up into the complex there. Park was the winner at Donington. He passed Ben Sims on the final lap to take the victory there. Sims having fuel surge, but Park did lead a good majority of that race in the early stages too. Callum Grant crosses the line then in 4th spot to do the fastest lap of 1:28.79. He's closing in on Nelson Road, just 3.5 seconds back now. Derek Smith coming under pressure now from the car of Colin Wright. Right, looking for the closing in, isn't he? Through the Jim Clark S's, or even into Tower, the right hander at the end of the straight for the leaders before heading down towards the Jim Clark S's as they do so now. And we are riding on board with Tom Smith for this, chasing down Andrew Park. Really fast part of the section for these cars, the historic Formula 4 2000 cars, the fastest cars across this weekend. Now to Sunny they go, the pair of them now dive down towards the complex. Park's got a good few car lengths. They close it under braking in a lot quicker through that first part of the section. Tom Smith is almost on the tail now of Andrew Park as they turn through the complex and down towards the hairpin, but Park quicker out the corner it would appear. And Boris Grant as he starting to put the pressure on Nelson Road. They complete lap 6. The 129 to the two leaders, a 129 for Rowe, a 128.4 for Callum Grant. He closes in 1.4 seconds to Nelson Rowe on that lap, just 2 seconds between them now. Remember, Grant was 6 or 7 seconds back when he started this pursuit of Nelson Rowe, the former historic Formula 4 champion, former Caterham champion as well. Callum Grant also historic Formula 4 champion of the past. Nelson Rowe raced against the likes of current European Le Mans Series racer Michael Lyons, and he raced in the historic Formula 4 Championship, about 6-7 years ago. Down towards the Jim Clark S's they go. Well, they've got some traffic to deal with, I think. You can see how much faster they are than the slower car there, or John Randall's Crosley. Through these fast sections of the track, but Randall adapted to the situation well. He gave the leaders plenty of space to flow their way ahead without damaging their race at all. There were the leaders, back into the complex. Park starting to gap Smith once again. Oh, in traffic there, Grant's right onto the tyre of Rowe. That's John DeRitter's Delta they get ahead of, which has helped the Delta of Callum Grant all has it, because DeRitter's still there on the apex of the corner, so Rowe's been able to stay slightly ahead as they go up across the line, but Callum Grant now right on his tail. They complete another lap of this boss circuit. Where's Grant going to attempt to get ahead of Rowe, we wonder? Hawthorne Bend, and he's gone through, back on board with Ben Tusting on his challenge through the field. Well, he's now onto the tail of the Osella, the Class B car of Tom White, the Class B leader, Tom White. Down into the hairpin. White running equal 9th with Robert Tusting and Jez Clark on points. Clark not here in his Crossley. That's overall points. Tom White going very well, but Tusting trying to go past him. Remember, Tusting 65th in the championship here, past Ben Sims this weekend with Sims not here. He can't get ahead of White for now. White that goes very quick into in 8th place. Next car to hunt down will be his father, Robert Tusting. Aboard with White, who's chasing Ben Tusting. If I look to see where Tusting's lines are, see if there's any time he can gain. White though on very old tyres this weekend, and this abrasive cross circuit not helping that fact whatsoever. Into the Jim Clark S as they go. We're past half distance now in this one, so into the closing stages, and Tom Smith trying to get back onto the tail of Andrew Park again. It has gone up to over a second. They've also got to watch out for Callum Grant, who is lapping on some laps a whole second faster than them. It's closing in. So it's our three real championship contenders out front. There's Steve Glasswell, who's been chased by Robert Tusting, and they're both being hunted down by Ben Tusting. And there's Tom White, who closes off that group of cars, and Colin Wright now starting to close in on that, because he was one of our lap one spinners. Down into Clairvaux for the race leader. On the roads. Board with Ben once more. You can see on the right hand side of your screen the speed and the G-force ratings. Especially when we get towards the Jim Clark S, you can see how fast these cars are going round there. Oh, and Tusting a bit wide out of tower there, just hooking it over the curves and perhaps putting a couple of wheels over the grass. He doesn't want to do that too often. You can see there from the telemetry there on the bottom right hand side of the screen, over 100 miles per hour through Jim Clark S's, and also that speed been maintained round the right-hander following Barcroft. And is that Lee Bankhurst that's gone off Sunny? It is. He was running in 5th, the former low-cost race winner then for the 750 Motor Club. It looks like he had problems with his car and he was running not that far behind top 4 in the early stages, but losing 3 places there in one foul swoop. Out to the hairpin they come then, and they're just having to lap one of the slower cars. A good one out the corner for Ben Tusting, but Lee Bankhurst looks like he's entering the pit lane. He's out of the race. Callum Grant in 3rd spot, continuing his challenge of the leading 2 of Park and Smith. To me, it's carrying a lot more speed through Sunny in there than those of ahead of him. Park and Smith really been unsettled in this race. Hardly been a second apart all the way through. And Grant, super fast through the complex. He's almost with the top 2 now. They exit the hairpin to complete the 11th lap of the race. In the 29th, the top 2. They're closing in by a whole second on that lap. Callum Grant, 128.263, a very fast lap time indeed. So we've got 3 for the lead really now. Fantastic racing. Andrew Park vitally went round the outside of Tom Smith into Clairvaux on the opening lap, and Smith hasn't been able to repass him since then. What can Callum Grant do though? Who had that slow start off the line, and then had completed that first lap 6 seconds down. It dropped to 7 while he was gaining through the positions, but then he's hunted them down, he's closed them right in, and it's now free for the lead through the Jim Clark S's. He's not quite with them yet, but it won't be too much longer till he is through Croft. They go, and then onto the brakes, into Sunny in. Smith drifted the car onto the curbing on the edge of Sunny in and twisted his car all the way through Sunny out, down into the complex. Hard on the brakes, and a look at that, and that was Smith rocking up this time. It's been Andrew Park that's been doing it for some of the time earlier on in the race. We're on board with Smith, he's defending, attacking. Park locks up, which gives him the inside line here. Oh, but he had to back out of it. The car get on the power, go down the start line. Back on board to Smith, who's looking in the slipstream. He's looking to attack and defend though. Park just concentrating on defending. He's at the car in the middle of the track before going back to the racing line to Claire Road. He drifted over right there. Smith trying to keep the car tight to the exit. So that meant no challenge could be made into the chicane by Smith. The run down towards Tower now. Smith using the slipstream to close it on Andrew Park. The couple got behind me, getting the double slipstream here. Park put the car in the middle of the road. Smith was looking to the outside, but no room there. Park's got to keep the car tight because he's got two contenders ready to pounce. Down towards the Jim Clark S as they go. Clipping the apex. To the left-hander and then the right. Into Croft. Late on the brakes is Park, but he looks up. He's gone wide. John Smith coming down the inside. He's going to get the lead here, is he? And he gets hit. A spin for Smith. Contact presumably there with Callum Grant, and Smith just keeps it out of the tyre wall. As to refire the car, he's losing time here. Nelson Rowe's gone through. Is there any damage to Callum Grant's car though, you have to wonder? Because single season cars of course not looking to make contact with a big gap back to 5th place car, which is now Ben Tusting, but it allows then Tom Smith to rejoin in 4th place. What can Nelson Rowe do? He's back into this, is he? He's right behind Callum Grant as they go down towards the hairpin then, and they will start their final lap with Andrew Park in a clear lead. He was the driver that made the initial mistake in towards Sunny, but in contact between his two competitors behind him. There's Smith, he's recovered, he is in 4th place. So for the final time, Andrew Park heads down the start and finish straight and into Clairvaux. It's 2 seconds he's got over Callum Grant. He shouldn't have to worry about that. Where is Grant? Rowe is in 2nd place. Then just lifted in at Clairvaux. Callum Grant's gone straight on and he's out of the race. All that hard charging, all down to nothing, and that's going to promote Nelson Rowe into 2nd and Tom Smith into 3rd. So the championship, this is going to most hurt, of course, it's going to be Callum Grant. The championship lead, Tom Smith is still going to recover to 3rd place. The driver who was 3rd in the championship, Andrew Park, just 16 points behind Smith, is going to be the winner here. Really close in on the standings, making a very exciting final 5 rounds to go. Andrew Park then down towards the complex for the final time. No need to risk anything on this final lap. He's going to win with Nelson Rowe in 2nd spot and Tom Smith in 3rd. They're all going to look very spread out. The result sheets are really not going to reflect on how this one worked out. It's Park that wins then. 2nd for Rowe, 3rd for Smith, then Tusting then. Good recovery drive from him to get into 4th spot. He was 21 seconds down after the first lap and 41 seconds behind despite having to pass him. But 5th was Stephen Glasswell, 6th was Robert Tusting. Then Tom White, the Class B winner, in 7th. Colin Wright, David Walton, John DeRitter completing the top 10 with Grant Bankhurst. Storer, 3 top runners all retiring there. In what ended up being a bit of a race of attrition. Grant, the fastest lap on lap 11, a 1:28.263 in that very exciting HSCC historic Formula 4 2000 championship race.